still I wanted to speak to you. So that is very, very uh, encouraging for me also that I'm able to speak to you on this occasion. And being a foundation of IET, I myself is very indebted because I love IET. So that is, if we have all got that kind of a passion, then we must work for it. Okay. Thank you very much. Giving me an opportunity, giving me a very patient hearing. Thank you very much. Thank you.
हम्म हाँ मैं छोड़ क्यों
And Sri Vasudamurthy, under whom I have worked for a few years, I learned a lot from him during my tenure when I was working with him. And one more thing I would like to tell today, we are in the audience. Sheena Rani is also present. She is wife of PSR Shastri, and she is very well known in the DRDO community for her contribution in Agni series of missiles. So I request all the students during free time you can interact with her, and perhaps we may invite her in one of the knowledge sharing session or in next time in another event to deliver her address to you. So it will be an advantage. And also I thank here Dr. Narsimam who has agreed to join here, and also apart from the people who are apart from the audience who are present here physically, there are some of the dignitaries who are present online. That just now you heard our president, in spite of his not being well, he accepted readily to join online, and he delivered his address. And also Gunashekar Reddy, Governing Council member Sitaram Babu, and Jay Shankar, they all have, Jay Shankar has joined online, I think. I thank you all of you. And with this brief, I now go on to the agenda that is about IET Foundation Day. The Institution of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineers is India's leading recognized professional society devoted to the advancement of science and technology of electronics, telecommunication, and IT. Founded in 1953, the IET is National Apex Professional Body of Electronics and Telecommunication, Computer Science, and IT Professional. It serves more than 1,25,000 members, including corporate, student, ISF members, through various 63 centers spread over India, and abroad. The institution provides leadership in scientific and technical areas of direct importance to the national development and economy. Government of India has recognized IET as a scientific and industrial research organization and also notified as an educational institution of national eminence. The objective of IET focus on advancing electro-technology. The IET conducts and sponsors technical meetings, conferences, symposia, and exhibitions all over India, publishes technical journals, and provides continuing education as well as career advancement opportunities to its members. The IET focuses on advancement of science and technology of electronics, telecommunication, computer, information technology, and related areas. Towards this end, the institution promotes and conducts basic engineering and continuing technical education programs for human resource development. The IET conducts both graduateship, that is AMIT examination in electronics and telecommunication engineering, computer science and engineering, and information technology streams. Diploma, that is DIPIET examination in electronics and telecommunication and computer science and engineering streams. A pass in AMIT examination is recognized by the Government of India for the purpose of recruitment to superior posts and services under the central government, while pass in diploma examination is recognized by the Ministry of HRD, Government of India for the purpose of employment to posts and services under the central government in appropriate field. The IET also conducts postgraduate level courses ALCCS, which is also recognized by the Ministry of HRD, Government of India, as equivalent to MTech in computer science for the appointment to superior posts and services under central government. With this brief background about IET, I conclude my session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now, I invite once again Dr. V. Gunashekhar Reddy, sir, to address the gathering. Okay. Now invite Dr. K. Jayasankar, sir, GC member, South Zone Mentor, IET New Delhi, to address the gathering. Dr. K. Jayasankar, sir. Okay. Now invite Dr. Niranjan Prasad, sir, GC member, IET New Delhi. Niranjan Prasad, sir. So, now invite Dr. K. Sitaram Babu, sir, GC member, organizational, IET New Delhi, to address the gathering. Yeah, welcome you, sir.
Thank you very much, madam. I'm not sure why my other colleagues are not available, but I take this mantle on behalf of all my other colleagues, Gunashekhar Reddy sir, Jayshankar sir, Niranjan Prasad sir. And it's my privilege on behalf of the governing council members and the president of the IET All India to say a few words about this event happening at Hyderabad right now. Before getting into that, let me get into the pleasantries. Respected Lalkishore sir for having accepted to be the chief guest for today's event, and he's a big man here. And Narayana sir is the main focal point here for us to do a lot of things at Hyderabad. He's also here, and his endowment lecture will be followed after the IET headquarters foundation day. And we also have PSA Shastri Garu here. He's from Defense Labs and he's the project director on special projects. I also invite the presence of the chairman, the vice chairman, and the secretary on the dais on behalf of the Hyderabad IET Hyderabad Center. But before that, I should thank the All India President, Wing Commander Prabhakar sir, for having been in Hyderabad 2 weeks before for the IET Hyderabad Foundation Day, and I could not able to participate. But his presence today on online and addressing the gathering, I think it's a great moment for all of us, sir. Thank you, President Prabhakar, sir. And I also, on behalf of all my other colleagues, Governing Council members, Ramesh sir, who is online, Kori sir, Ajay Thakre sir. We also have Ajay Kumar ji for having come and participate in this event of the IETE All India Foundation Day celebration, followed by the endowment lecture of Sri Narayana Garu. Sir, as Chairman said, Hyderabad is central doing human service for not only to the student fraternity, but as such conducting a lot of events, not only at the Hyderabad Center, but also been taking this events across the pan India. And we have been inviting the various EC members and also the governing council members across India. And we would like to continue, as chairman is emphasizing on that point, that would like to, the Hyderabad Center would like to continue the knowledge sharing sessions, the various workshops being conducted, and would also like to conduct from here on, also pan across India. Sir, I have really nothing much to say, but the progress that Hyderabad Center has made over a period of 1 year and 3 months, I think it's remarkable and highly laudable. The basic factor substantiating or supplementing the greatness that the Hyderabad Center has is only getting the best center award. And we, in fact, got this best center award competing with the other 64 centers across India. And I appreciate the what do you call the focal point of both the entire team as such for looking at the second time best center award. I wish the Hyderabad Center to focus on that and try to get the laurels back to Hyderabad Center back to back. I think in the history, I am not sure, because I'm not also well versed with the history of IETE, whether that has happened in the history. But anyway, sir, having said so, I think we are looking for great events today. We have the IETE Foundation Day, one keynote address from Shastri Garu, and then we have the endowment lecture, Narayana Garu. I thank the EC team, the chairman, the vice chairman, and Namashivaya Garu, the secretary, for giving me the opportunity to speak on behalf of all the GC and the IETE All India team. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your suggestions and wishes for IETE Hyderabad Center. I request the GC members, Dr. V. Gunashekar Reddy, sir. Sir, if you are online, we request you to please address the gathering. Any other GC members, you are welcome to address. Yeah. GC members present in online, we request you to please unmute and address the gathering.
May I say?
Yes, sir, please.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. I'm Kori. I'm part of the Governing Council. I'm also Technical Program and Publicity Committee. And in Technical Program Committee, we decided the theme of this conference to be on the skill development and amalgamation of the skill development and education, blending of these two in a seamless fashion. So that's the theme which we are, as the president mentioned, our president mentioned, there is this gap between the skills needed and the education, formal education, which is happening. So how do we make sure that these are blended together and seamlessly blended? There is, as he rightly mentioned, there has been a lot of activity going on in the skill development. And we have the formal education of, particularly specifically talking about the engineering aspects. We have the different stream in the academic formal education part of it. And unfortunately, there seems to be a gap between these two. And there have been lots of efforts going on in making sure that skill development is being done. And we have an excellent formal education, the degree programs and engineering degree programs and postgraduate programs. Unfortunately, there is no seamless blending of these two There have been efforts, but unfortunately, there seems to be a lot of gap between that, and the transition between one to another seamlessly is the key thing which is missing right now. Government of India and NSQL and various other agencies have clearly defined this, how it has to be done, that you develop a certain amount of skills, and then how do you seamlessly transfer that, the so-called credit, quote unquote, credits for the work that you have done in the skill development into getting a formal degree. That transition between these two, which has to happen seamlessly. There is an excellent document which has been created in doing this, but in practice, unfortunately, it's not happening on ground. So that is where the emphasis we are trying to put is that you have a formal education. How do you build skills into integral part of that? Not that you do some formal theory education and then go somewhere else to get the skills, or you work and get skills and get a hands-on experience and develop that, but you end up not having a formal degree. Many places where if you don't have a formal degree, you don't get the job. Of course, in a certain private industries, they don't really bother about whether you have a degree or not, that you are able to do your job excellently, then they take it. But up to a certain level, after that, sometimes this gap comes that you don't have a degree, you have the skill, you have barriers. Or you have the degree, but you don't have the skill, you are not useful to the industry. So how do you bridge this gap is the primary focus which we tried, Dr. Thackeray, myself, and the whole technical program committee with the advice and support from the president, that we formed this team primarily looking at the skills, the formal education degrees, and then how do you transition from one to another. We have this process that now, of course, in India also it is coming up that you study anywhere, you carry your credit to another university and continue and get your degree. But the issue is about, if you develop a certain amount of skills, there are so many agencies, but unfortunately there are spurious agencies also. We'll have to be careful about it, who give these skills. There are excellent agencies which give this skill. How do you bridge this gap between formal education of getting a certain amount of a certain degree, which is at a diploma level or certificate level or postgraduate level, at PhD level, and transition the skill to degree courses or degree courses? How do you acquire the skills? This transition happening seamlessly is the emphasis of this theme which has been decided for the Foundation Day. And I'm sure we have Hyderabad, IETE Hyderabad, which has been doing an excellent work in all the spheres of both skill developments and in the formal education, and a combination of that being in the Usmania University campus, and excellent Professor Narayana, and I see a galaxy of people there. I'm sure it is starting this discussion and then doing a lot of work in the useful discussions will be coming, and we have an eminent speaker today speaking on this. So I wish all the best for IET Hyderabad Center for organizing the Foundation Day program and kicking off this discussion. And I want, and as President mentioned, that we want to continue this discussion to make sure that it reaches a level, and IETE plays a key role in making sure this happens, that seamless transition between skills and the formal education, and then we make sure that everyone gets benefit out of it. Thanks for giving me an opportunity. Best wishes for the program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
I'm here. Hello.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir, please.
Yeah. Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I bow my head at the feet of Goddess Saraswati. My humble tribute to the departed soul, our dear late Professor Lakshmi Narayana sir, who is not with us today. Honorable President IIT Wing Commander Professor Prabhakar sir, our all-time mentors and stalwarts at IIT, our past president Professor Dr. Surendra Pad sir, or yet another past president, Professor S. Narayana sir Garu, uh, my earlier mentor, under whom I had the privilege of working at Addis Ababa and learning many of the academic things, Professor Dr. K. Lalkishore sir, Vice Chancellor, ex-Vice Chancellor at JNTU Anantapur campus. My yet another mentor at IETE, who had taught me many things, uh, Chairman, Technical Programs Committee, Dr. and Vice President at IETE, Dr. Kori sir, uh, my colleagues in the Governing Council, and another vibrant member, Dr. Ramesh sir, Dr. Gunashekar Reddy sir, um, then I can see Niranjan Prasad sir, um, Principal Dr. Jai Shankar sir, who is also the West Zone mentor over here, distinguished other Governing Council member, my earlier colleague at the Governing Council, Sri Harjan sir, Sri Bhadia ji, the other distinguished Governing Council members who have joined online, and other students whom I can see here, the chairman of the IT Hyderabad Center, who has been keeping the Hyderabad Center very vibrant with the technical activities, Ganesha Rao sir, my colleague, yet another colleague, and from Hyderabad Center, Sitaram Bapu sir, vibrant EC members, team members at Hyderabad Center, chairman of various centers who have joined, and IT fraternity members and my dear students. It is indeed a very great pleasure and privilege to be here for today's endowment lecture by the very distinguished personality, past president, Professor S. Narayana sir. Way back in 2009, I remember I had an opportunity to visit Hyderabad Center, and also had the opportunity to listen to Professor S. Narayana sir, that time also for the endowment lecture. So since then, there had been a great connectivity in almost all of the contexts of IT with the Hyderabad Center. Also, when I was secretary of the Amravati Sub-Center, Professor S. Narayana sir, in the capacity of being president of IT, had supported and upgraded our center. The vision the IT has taken up to grow with the quality, and in its every connect and program is what is should be our motto. Meaning of the IET and making it to reach to the unreached has already been a motto for IET, and as it has been planned this time for the IET Foundation Day, the skill would be the matter of concern, and therefore what we are going to listen to today, and what President Vinkapanda Prabhakar sir also, and then Dr. Kori sir had also mentioned about the skills, because it is not just generally to taking up an engineering degree, a diploma degree, or an IT degree, but it is the skill set that is required for today's students, which make them to have a distinct quality and therefore to stand alone away from the crowd. So on this occasion of the 68th celebration of the 68th IT Foundation Day by the Hyderabad Center, I wish a very happy learning from all the distinguished guests who are present here. And we wish that in the coming time we will be meeting shortly in the physical mood, so that this is another gap perhaps which we need to bridge. And I don't know, hopefully there would be some kind of skill, because this is again, pan India, we are all have gathered here, though not few in the physical mode and though few in the online mode. But this is again another skill that has brought us all together on this platform. So I wish this program a very grand success, and thank you for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to speak. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Ajay Thakre, sir.
May I now join, madam?
Yes, Ramesh sir, please go ahead. Thank you.
ఎందరో మహానుభావులు అందరికీ వందనాలు. Actually, I am a GC member of Hyderabad origin. I really don't want to spend much of time addressing each and every dignitary who is there, whom Thakre sir has recalled. So, what I want to say is that, IET is a temple of learning. And when we talk about skill development, there is a lot of skill and various resources are there within our own membership. If you look at our membership, we have the personalities who have dealt with the vacuum tubes to virtual reality. So if we can connect with our membership, if you are looking at the membership directory, maybe we'll get the members from 21 years to almost 99 years. There was a member 101 years also is listed, but I'm not sure we are trying to reach out. So creating a bondage between the institution or members, I think it is very important. And towards that, we have already taken an action of enlisting the members of 70 years and above, and connecting DFs, and then making the senior members to join, assign some of the youngsters so that there will be a mutual benefit. So what I would like to say is that we are an institution, we are an institution of education institution. If we have Saraswati, I think Lakshmi will follow us. When Lakshmi is there, Parvati also will join us. So when Lakshmi, Saraswati and Parvati are there, I think we can flourish. And whatever we are talking about skill development and all the things, which is already there in one or other form, only thing is we need to connect them. With these few words, I am extremely grateful to the organizers of this event. And then one word about Professor Narayana. If, unfortunately, we are not able to see the dais, but if anybody is close to Professor Narayana, please tear his shirt and, see at his chest, you will see IET in that. This was the comment which was made. Not now, that, when I was Bangalore chairman and he was the chairman, when I was honorary secretary of Bangalore Center way back in 1995, he was the chairman of Hyderabad Center. I had a lot of guidance from him, and he participated many of our conferences, and he's something like a guru for me. And then one other point with Hyderabad Center is that I would definitely like to remember Professor Madan Mohan at this juncture. And he was the personality, Bhishma Pitaham of Hyderabad, who was bonding everybody together. And then that has continued. And we had an excellent collaboration, cooperation, and help from the Hyderabad Center. And in fact, I passed my first paper in AMIET from Hyderabad, writing in Usmania University. I have a strong bondage. I wish Hyderabad Center all the best. And then if Bangalore Center can do successfully win the Best Center Award for 3 years, why not Hyderabad? All the best, Hyderabad Center.
Thank you, Ramesh sir. Thank you, sir. Now I invite Madam Kirtilata, EC member, chairperson, short-term courses IET Hyderabad, to introduce today's chief guest, Professor K. Lalkishore sir. Madam.
Good morning, everyone. I take privilege to introduce Professor K. Lalkishore sir. His present designation is former Vice Chancellor, JNTU Anantapur, Professor of Electronics and Communication Engineer. His education qualifications are PhD from IISE SC Bangalore 1986, award winner, MJEC IISC Bangalore 1976 with distinction, BE Usmania University, rank holder 1974. His academic positions are Professor, since 1990, JNTU Hyderabad, Associate Professor 1986-1990, JNTU Hyderabad, Assistant Professor 1977-1986, JNTU Hyderabad, worked as Visiting Professor, Asian Institute of Technology, Bangkok 2010. He has 40 years of teaching experience and 25 years of research experience. He has received various awards as State Best Teacher Award in 2004, Government of AP, Sri Mokshagundu Vishweshwaraya Award, Government of AP, and Institute of Engineers in 2010. 11th IETE Professor SVC Ayya Memorial Award 2007, Distinguished Indian Award ICSCI 2007, First Bapur Sitaram Memorial Award from IETE 1986, Eminent Electronics and Communication Engineering Award from IE India November 2012, Citation and Award from Andhra University and IEI Vishakhapatnam November 2012, ISEUP Government National Award for outstanding work done in specified areas of engineering and technology, 20th December 2012, award for outstanding contribution to world given by Chancellor and Vice Chancellor's Education Congress, 30th June 2014, CCI Technology Education Excellence Award 2014 to JNTU Anantapur, Mumbai, Educational Inclusion Award at Re-Engineering India Award 2014, September 2014, Singapore, elected Fellow of AP Academy of Sciences in recognition of contribution to science and technology, 24th December 2012, and Certificate of Recognition from GEC Debrecen. We welcome you, sir, to this program. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Kirtilata. Now I invite Professor K. Lalkishore sir to deliver the lecture on advancing skill development to the former next level, a paradigm shift to the amalgamate skills and academic with a seamless transition. Welcome you, sir. PPTs అక్కడ అమ్మాయి చేంజ్ చేస్తారు, మేము షేర్ చేస్తాము, మీకు స్క్రీన్ పైన కనపడుతుంది. మీరు నెక్స్ట్ ఇట్లా చెప్తున్నప్పుడు వాళ్ళు డౌన్ ఆరో ప్రెస్ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు, మీకు వచ్చేసి. I request dignitaries on the dais to take place in the first row. Sir, అక్కడ కూర్చోండి, so that అది విజిబుల్ ఉంది. మీరు ఇలా నెక్స్ట్ చెప్తూ ఉండండి, అమ్మాయిలు చేంజ్ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు.
Thanks for allowing us to get.
మీరు కన్వీనియంట్ అక్కడ కూర్చుంటారు, మీరు అక్కడ వీడియోలో కూడా కనపడతారు. ఈ మైక్ ఉంది, ఇది ఉంది సార్. మీరు చేంజ్ చేసుకోవడానికి అక్కడ స్క్రీన్ లో చూడొచ్చు. ఫస్ట్ ఇంట్రొడక్షన్ ముందర కొంచెం మాట్లాడి. ఎస్ సార్, మీరు అలా అంటే నేను ఇక్కడ అరేంజ్ చేసేస్తాను. ఈ చైర్ పైకి వచ్చేస్తుంది ల్యాప్టాప్, అది బెటర్. అప్పుడు మీరు అక్కడ కూర్చొని మీకు కనిపిస్తుంది స్క్రీన్, వీళ్ళకి కనపడుతుంది, ఆన్లైన్ వాళ్ళకి కూడా కనపడుతుంది. నేను అది అరేంజ్ చేస్తాను.
యాదేవి సర్వభూతేషు జ్ఞానరూపేణ సంహిత నమస్తస్యై 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 నమో నమః. O Divine Mother, you are incarnated as with knowledge in all beings. My salutations to you. Respected dignitaries sitting of the dais and also present online, Dr. Sasigaru, Project Director, DRDO, Sri Engineers K. Gyaneshwar Rao, Chairman of IETE Hyderabad Center, Professor Narayana Garu, veteran of IETE, and hosting the Narayana lecture, special lecture today, Sri Nuri Namasivaya, Honorary Secretary of IETE Hyderabad Center, Sri Sangamkar, Vice Chairman, Sri Sitaram Babu, GC member of IETE New Delhi, and also Dr. V. Gunshekar Reddy, GC member, Dr. K. Jaishankar, Dr. Narendran Prasad, who are of the line, Ms. Sandhya Madam, Chairman, Women Empowerment Subcommittee, other dignitaries present here, Sri Ramurthy Garu, former Office Bearer of IETE, Dr. Narasimham, Scientific Officer G from BARC, Mrs. Sasigaru, and other dignitaries, faculty members from Narayana Engineering College, and my dear students from Narayana Engineering College. On my own behalf, I convey my greetings and best wishes to all IETians on the year of IETE Foundation Day. I appreciate the office bearers of the present body of IETE Hyderabad Center, led by the chairman, Dr. Sri Jnaneshwar Rao, for conducting so many knowledge sharing programs almost every alternate week or even every week, and also some industrial visit programs, which enabled them to win the Best Hyderabad Center Award. So I appreciate all their efforts, and I also thank them for inviting me on this particular event. So IET is, as you all know, the professional body. Of course, it used to conduct AMIET program, which has helped many who couldn't get admissions into engineering colleges or say who couldn't pursue BTech programs, but then achieve their dream, realize their dream of becoming electronics engineers and pursuing the engineering profession. But of late, there are some hiccups with respect to this particular program. MIT program and other programs also used to financially support IETE in a larger way and was enabling to conduct many knowledge sharing programs or technical events by various IETE centers across India. But despite the hurdles, I appreciate particularly the office bearers of the present body in conducting number of programs and then making them to upholding the glory of the Hyderabad Center, which was a very distinguished center in earlier also. The infrastructure that is created here and the laboratory facilities, library, etc. Professor Narayana played a significant role in building up this particular infrastructure. I wish that the students will utilize all these, particularly the laboratory facilities and library available, so they can continue to do some quality projects, which will also help IET Center financially. The present students, the associate members, or student members of IET, you are all bound electrons now, the bound within the four walls of the engineering college, technically for your program. Once you complete your BTech degree, you will become free electrons. Maybe you are associated with IETE now as student members, but once you get the degree, you are eligible to become associate members and subsequently member and a fellow and so on, depending upon your contribution, technical contribution and your experience. So I wish that all the students and also convey to your friends also to be associated with this particular organization and then play important role in the years to come in the 21st century, because you have to lead, you are the best carriers, and therefore you have to carry forward the other activities, professional activities of IETE. I appreciate the management of Narayana Engineering College, faculty and also students in getting associated with this particular program. Now I have... Yeah. Now I have a PPT.
Next is this one, down.
Down.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
The theme given by IET headquarters for celebrating this IET Foundation Day is advancing skill development to the next level, a paradigm shift to amalgamate the skills and academics with seamless transition. So on this particular topic, I would like to mention first, the world skills rose out of the ruins of the Second World War, which devastated the economies of Europe and major part of the other countries. It created a huge skills shortage that threatened a new economic So the world was very much
And when it comes to the technical programs, say the laboratory programs associated with the engineering courses, you have so many laboratories. Basically, they are all for skilling purpose, to give practical knowledge to you. But generally, unfortunately, students take it very easy. Say laboratory means just spending time, few hours easily, 3, 4 or 4 or 5 engineers together doing one experiment and saying that it is over, or say taking some readings. But the basic purpose of that particular program is to impart practical skills to the students. So if you take it seriously, then definitely the unemployability, or say some industries saying that the engineers are not employable, graduates are not employable, will not arise. So some took this challenge as an opportunity to introduce young people to the world of vocational skills during 1940s after the Second World War. And Francisco Albert Vidal was credited with creating a skill contest for the youth of Spain and Portugal in 1950s. So skilling programs were being done, and a competition, international level competition also used to be conducted during that particular period. The World Skills Competition mainly is promoting professional education as one of the main tools for socio-economic development of a society or the nation. So just like the Olympics, skilling Olympics also, a contest also used to be conducted among the skilled persons or technical persons in different nations. So in India, skilling development and entrepreneurship development efforts across the country have been highly fragmented so far. So in a way, the skilling programs were being conducted, but of late we have realized its importance, and then in a streamlined way, these training programs as such are being conducted. Though India enjoys the demographic advantage of having the youngest workforce with an average age of about 29 years in comparison with the advanced economies, as opposed to the developed countries, the percentage skilled workforce is between 60 to 90% among the developed countries, whereas in India, it is as low as 5% in the age group of 20 to 24 years. So therefore, a formal employability skills ought to be imparted in a serious way in our country. Okay? Now, with the present education and skill levels of those already in the labor force being very low, it would be a major challenge for India to reap its demographic advantage. So the rest of the world is getting older. The average age of the people is remaining high. So therefore, they will not be able to contribute significantly to the gross national product of a country. So it depends upon the demography or the average age of a particular nation. That way, India has the advantage, and it can become, just like the knowledge capital, say the skilling manpower capital for the world. But provided these people, the younger generation present here, who are present in large numbers in our country, have the requisite skills. So if you have those skills, then you will get job anywhere, or not just one job, more than one job. But if you don't have skills, even though the opportunities are many, you may not be employable. Okay, so that's why. So this is a challenge, and the numbers are large, and therefore the skilling programs are training the students to have those requisite skills to act as a technical workforce are very much important. So the challenge becomes enormous, as the recent studies indicate that employers say that only 25% or even less of the Indian graduates are employable. So the informal sector, which comprises 93% of the workforce, has no skilling mechanism as the skill development takes place for that particular job. So in the construction industry also, there are many illiterate persons, or those who are educated up to 5th class or even not even 10th class, but working as masons and building, say, larger, say, multi-story buildings and so on. If they are imparted proper skills, then the work output or the quality of the output will be much better. So 93% of that particular workforce, they are not imparted, the formal training is not given, or they don't have the requisite skills. So therefore, there is a need for quick reorganization of the skill development ecosystem in our country. and India would surely rise to be the human resource capital for the world. So workforce can be supplied by India to the entire world if we skill our younger generation, younger people in the right way or in a systematic way. Okay. So skilling is that way very much important, and skill development initiatives will help actualize the inner potential for which the development and articulation of a national policy on skill development is very much required, and which is also in progress. As India moves progressively towards becoming global knowledge economy, it must meet the rising aspirations of its youth. This can partially be achieved through the focus on advancement of skills that are relevant to the emerging environment. The challenge pertains not only to the huge quantitative expansion in skill training for the youth, but also the much more important task of raising their quality. So the numbers are large, very large number of younger people have to be trained, and the training must be of quality in nature. A quality training must be given. Then only they will be able to meet the international requirements or the international demand. So with a goal to create opportunities, space and scope for the development of the talent, say the Indian youth, say the enhance their technical expertise, an academy is established the youth skill development as one of its pillars. So the government of India has established some training centers outside National Skill Development Corporation in 2008 itself. But of late, the significance is very much felt, and then number of programs are being conducted. So a National Skill Development Corporation is established in the year 2008, and it is conducting various activities. The fine-tuning programs to meet the international standards to support initiatives taken by the private sector, NSDC serves as a catalyst for skill development. Okay. Now, the Skill Development Corporation, it is established by Ministry of Finance and works under the PPP model, public-private partnership model. And as per the official data, the central government and the private sector hold 49% and 51% of NSDC's capital share respectively. So on PPP model, this is established. So the NSDC so far has trained over 1.12 crore individuals through 462 training programs, training partners, and more than 11,000 training centers. So they have established various training centers and training partners. They conduct the programs on behalf of NSDC under PPP program. To impart skills training via quality vocational centers and aims to secure funding for training programs also. Now the vision is to, since NSDC was set up to aid the National Skill Development Mission, it is important to understand the Vision Skill India program as well. So the Skill India refers to the program of the Government of India. In 2015, they have launched it to build skill development programs already in motion in the country. The goal was to venture into the newer sectors by empowering youth with high quality training. On the whole, its vision is to train more than 40 crore Indians with the relevant skills by 2022. That's why a number of such programs for the teachers, for the engineering graduates, or for those who have quit the BTech program also in between, or who couldn't complete graduate programs, also the skilling development programs are being conducted. So with the NSDC has already in place since 2008, so a number of programs as such are being conducted. Earlier it was focused on traditional occupations, but now emphasis is placed on all sectors. As the technology changes, so the retraining is also, reskilling is also equally important. If a teacher who has graduated a few years back, say for them also a number of refresher programs are being conducted. But as technology changes, say the teacher has to teach some particular subject which he hasn't studied at all during his graduation programs. So therefore they have to be trained, and so that in turn they will be able to effectively train the students or transfer their knowledge to the students. And this will not end with one particular training program as such. Retraining or reskilling has to be done on a continuous basis. So earlier also such programs were being conducted, but since now the numbers are large, on a very large scale, these have to be continued. So the national skill development movement aims at imparting valuable training to the educated persons, college dropouts, and also uneducated individuals alike. So it is not only just for engineering graduates as such, but also those college dropouts and also illiterate persons. Okay. Now the concept of NZDC is to how it approaches skill training. Say they have established various private partners in the private sector also, and given the guidelines for conducting the programs, a number of such programs are being conducted. So this is also to help organization, companies and enterprises providing training and for secure funding. They also help in placement of for those who got trained or who have obtained certificates and for these training programs. To provide funding to private sector training initiatives via loans, equity, grants, etc. to facilitate involvement of the private sector in skill development programs, because the numbers are very large. Government or one organization on its own cannot meet the full requirements. Now, some of the skill development schemes initiatives these are the various programs. The popular among them is the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, PMKVY, then Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Kendra, a center, the Udaan program, then International Skill Training, and also Technical Internet Training Program, Intern Training Program. So these are various schemes available on the website also of NSDC. They conduct various training programs for different category of younger people. The training programs have a wide scope and seek to transform the skill training landscape within the country. The Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Kendra aims to establish model training centers in every district in India, while the Udaan is a program that has been specially created for youth of the Jammu and Kashmir state because of special conditions. Now, the other courses that are being conducted under NSDC program, say you can enter a particular category to access the relevant training center, and also if you click on the industrial training institutes, you can use a search tool to find an institute in your state, and if you click on the PMKVY, you can use the search tool to find a course as per your area and also the nature of your work. So these data are the various programs being conducted. They are available online. So depending upon your choice, your location, and the type of training you wish to undergo, you can choose the program and then approach the center or say get it done online, get the program online and so on. So AICTE, or India Council for Technical Education, has also taken the initiatives, keeping in mind the large number of engineering colleges that we have and also the faculty. A separate skill development cell is established by AICTE, and they, in coordination with the National Skilling Development Corporation and other private partners, they have been conducting various programs. So one of them is the startup policy for technical institutions also, that is to encourage the engineering students to have a startup or to initiate, to train them to see that they have a startup in the emerging area or set up their own industry after the formal coursework as such is over. So the UKERI is another program. This is basically for the technical teachers of the different colleges. So the ACT has signed an MOU with UK. That is how this particular one comes. The UK India Education and Research Initiative. So the objectives are leadership and faculty development for engineering college teachers in India, then integration of skills in the education system, then e-partnership of research incubation, and also enhancing mobility across the world. So under UKERI being conducted by ACT in cooperation with UK, some different programs are conducted for engineering college teachers. There are also 54 skill knowledge providers, SKPs, skill knowledge providers established identified by the council, and they conduct various training programs. Then the skill knowledge providers, they are SKPs, abbreviated as SKP. They are some centers, private centers identified by AICTE, and as per the curriculum given or the training methodology given by AICTE, they conduct various programs under the National Skills Qualification Framework program. Okay, some certification also will be given so that they can say that they have the requisite skills as given by under the training program. Now, ILF is one organization for skill development, then Advanced Technology Development Center, ATDC, and also on Footwear Design Development Institute with respect to that particular of footwear designing. Then Indira Gandhi National Center for Arts and National Institute of Electronics and Information Technology. These are some of the centers established, organizations established to impart training in various fields. Okay. Then community college scheme is one of the schemes proposed by AICTE, and this is for AICTE approved polytechnics to run courses as per National Skills Qualification Framework. So at the polytechnical level or even ITI level also, the skilling programs for various students and the other workers are being conducted. Okay. So then with respect to placement also, AICTE has signed a MOU with for providing jobs to various students available under to show them the employment after the formal training is over. The National Employability Enhancement Mission is named. So the objective of this particular one is to offer on-the-job practical training to enhance employability of a person, either pursuing his graduation diploma or any technical or non-technical stream, or have discontinued studies also under a degree or diploma course to increase their employability. So to cover all the graduation and college dropouts or dropouts from polytechnics, so to train them to see that they will be able to stand on their own legs or they will be able to get some employment. Say this National Employability Enhancement Mission has been launched. So till date, the council has registered 12 agencies giving training, imparting training under NEEM, and then over 30,000 students have been trained so far. The other is the India Innovation Initiative. It is a national level competition organized by the Confederation of Indian Industries in partnership with Department of Science and Technology and also AICTE. So the principal aim is to communicating and promoting science, technology and innovation among the masses and commercializing the potential innovations. So to do some particular research area or identify a new product and then try to manufacture it or to make it commercially viable. Then CII industry linked survey, they have AICTE and CII, they have conducted a survey to identify the depth of the skills or at different levels and then impart or design courses to meet those specific shortcomings or gaps that are there. Okay. Then PMKVY is the same program, so launched by the Prime Minister in March 2015. So under this, even the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship is established and they are also coordinating in conducting or saying the vision is to bring a skilled India. So in that aspect, they are being conducting this. So into the successful first year implementation, this has been further, it is being further continued. And also a short-term training programs are being conducted under PMKVY. And apart from the providing the training according to the National Skills Qualification Framework, say the training centers or the training partners, they conduct various programs. The duration of the training varies per job role, ranging between 150 to 300 hours. So the training partners, they take part in these particular aspects. Then recognizing the prior learning guidelines, individuals with prior learning experience or skills shall be assessed and then certified. So certification programs are also being conducted to give them a particular certificate mentioning the level of skills that are available. Okay. Then to address knowledge gaps, the PIS may offer bridge courses to RPL candidates. Okay. Then the job manuals are also being conducted and then skilling programs after the graduation are also being conducted at various levels in the colleges and outside the colleges also. The special project component of PMKVY envisages the creation of a platform that will facilitate trainings in special areas or the premises of government bodies, corporations and industry bodies, and training in special job roles not defined under the available qualification packs. So it's not only restricting to simply identify the conventional training programs. The PMKVY also envisages a special type of, or say, advanced level skills that are to be imparted. So such programs are also being conducted. Then I think I will skip some due to paucity of time. Then these are the various programs that are being conducted. Then placement guidelines are also given. The training partners and the training centers, they help in placing those candidates who underwent this training. Okay. Then monitoring guidelines have been given for all training partners and training centers. Then the training centers that are need to brand their promotional activities in accordance with those guidelines. Then it is the flagship of the scheme, and Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, MSDE, is also associated with this KVY, and they have been promoting the skill development and entrepreneurship basically among the students. The short-term training in school management sciences, this is the center under PMKVY training center. So with respect to the management science aspects, also some skilling is being provided. So the entrepreneurship, financial and digital literacy training programs are being imparted to the leading candidates. Then the school management is another management of science in Lucknow. It was assigned 6 job roles during this academic year 2017-18, and it is continuing under T1, and various programs under management are also being continued in this way. So like this, there are various programs being conducted, and so whether one is in the private sector players offering a training or a beneficiary seeking to establish a business or on your own, still for them also the necessary. If you want to establish a business of your own, then also for such people also necessary training programs are being offered. Okay. So the private partners like Bajaj Housing Finance Limited, they give the loan and they fund up to particular values, lakhs and so on. So Skilling India is an initiative, and then which is being continued. The other components that are the Kaushal and Rozgar Mela are being conducted. This module encourages the active participation from the community to foster transparency and then accountability. Then recognition of prior learning, those individuals who have some skills. So for them, the certification program is also being conducted to some bridge courses to cater to the knowledge gaps are also being conducted for such people. So in this way, a large number of skilling programs as such are being continued. With the objective, say, being to have more than 40 crore youth to be trained by 2022. So under that, the NSDC is working and conducting various programs, the details of which are available online, and you can choose. One can choose the required skilling program as per his needs. The entrepreneurship development programs and for women, entrepreneurship development programs are also being conducted. Skill development programs on dairy-based ESDPs, carpentry, electroplating, fashion designing, etc. Under these skilling programs also, the training is being given. So other skills include the promotion of micro enterprises, cluster development, lending strategies for MSMEs, small and medium scale industries, etc. So the Skill India program has numerous benefits. For instance, with proper skill development, the youth of India can access better paying jobs and then experience at a higher standard of living. They can also will be able to meet the world requirements That way, India will be able to play a major role as global hub for trained people or say technically competent people. So these are the different programs initiated which I have mentioned earlier also. The trained candidates can also secure Skill India jobs and use it as a platform to boost their economic status or say build up their career. Okay. Now you can opt for any secured borrowing option like some private financing agencies to establish the center incubation unit of your own or a small scale unit of your own. So you can get up to 1 crore as a salaried individual and 3.5 crores if you are self-employed, and a loan to that extent can be given under these programs when you want to start your own industry. So the Olympic of Skills, so at the international level, a competition is also being organized to test to have a competition among such skilled persons from various countries. The World Skills Competition is an event which attracts more than 1,300 competitors from over 60 countries. There are competitions in about 56 different kinds of skills. Just like the Olympic Games, the different skills have been identified and a competition at the international level is conducted. Okay. The competitors represent the best of their peers and are selected from skills competitions that are held in World Skills member countries and regions for the chance to win a prestigious medal in their chosen skills. So at the international level also, just like the Olympic Games, the representatives from different countries who have shown excellent skills in a particular trade or 56 identified different skills in which the international level competition is held. They take part and then they are given the medals or the awards based on the competition of the skills. Okay? So one of the legacies of the World Skills Competition is to increase the visibility of skilled professional education as one of the tools of socio-economic transformation. So not only India, the other countries have also realized and they have been competing in this particular aspect. But India stands the better chance because of the geographic advantage, or say demographic advantage. New ideas and processes inspire school-aged youth to dedicate themselves to technical and technological careers and build a better future. The World Skills Competition is an emerging platform for the industry to benchmark the skill standards and proficiency of existing workforce. So those trained well and showing extraordinary capabilities can take part in this World Skills Competition. Okay. The other aspects are the trainer. So the teachers who train the students have to be trained, and not only just once, but it has to be continuous. It must be a continuous program because the technology as such is changing very rapidly. So earlier, AICTE or UGC, they used to conduct short-term winter school training programs and summer school training programs for college teachers. So that was formally was going on earlier, but its importance is very much felt now. So training and retraining or skilling and reskilling the trainers or the teachers and various persons involved in the industry. Online education system can help in this particular way in training large numbers. The new education policy envisages some major changes which can also, help in training those who, depending upon their interest or initiatives, a specialized training skilling programs can be designed for them, and then they can take part instead of simply pursuing the academic program, and also say to acquire additional skills that are required under this one. So with the technology changes, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So the education mode of teaching also has to change significantly. Chalk and talk used to be the earlier one, but then when you show a picture or a program, visualized program, some difficult engineering principles or scientific principles, which the students will not be able to assimilate when the teacher explains on the board, may be understood very well by the students through the video program or through the animation to explain that scientific principle or the engineering principle. So that way the skilling will be better, or the capabilities of the students can enhance, and therefore they will be able to serve the requirements of the industry in a better way. So this is the old Japanese or Chinese proverb: you tell, I forget. We teach, then the student may forget. But if you show in a visual fashion, then they will be able to remember better. And if you involve them in practicals, then they will understand. So that way the capability of the students will increase, and in that aspect, the skilling and reskilling programs are very much important. I thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity, and if you want to have
Thank you very much, Professor Dal. I am a President IT speaking, Professor Prabhakar, and the way you are covered up, I'm really liked your comprehensive way right from beginning and what ultimately you summed it up. I would request you that we utilize your slides with your permission to take it to other centers so that we can follow this program to a certain extent by various centers, and we try to fill up the gaps by the IET, what you have mentioned, and we have got a capability to do that. So the IET will be there in whatever the words you said, so we will try to implement that. Thank you very much. It was a very, very nice
Thank you.
lecture which I
Thank
heard
you.
after a long time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor K. Lal Kishore sir, for the detailed explanation on skill development and importance of skill development and entrepreneurship opportunities available. Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. K. Sitaram Babu sir, GC member organization IET New Delhi, to introduce Professor S. Narayana Garu.
Lifetime Achievement Award honors individuals who have inspired others and their work in electronics, telecommunications, and allied fields, and demonstrated tangible and persistent contributions. He is Lifetime Achievement Awardee of IETE. Professor S. Narayana's accomplishments over the course of many years have strengthened the IET community. His leadership extends beyond our community to influence and impact the entire engineering fraternity. He has been a committed supporter of IET for decades and an inspiration to all. A humble and dynamic leader, Professor S. Narayana Garu, has been working as Emeritus Professor at Department of EI in CVR College of Engineering, Hyderabad. Of course, right from at the inception of this pandemic, now he's retired and is now spending a lot of his time at home. Degree in electronics. He obtained his graduate degree in electronics and communications engineering from Usmania University and MTech from JNTU, Hyderabad. He started his career in DRDO, where he worked in the field of guided missiles radar, and subsequently moved to the NGRI, CSR in 1976. He retired as Scientist G in June 2008. Professor S. Narayana Garu contributed to the design and development of variety of geophysical instruments using state-of-the-art of technology for the investigation of groundwater, minerals, and engineering studies, which are simple but of tremendous use to common people. The technical know-how of these instruments has been transferred to the industry for commercial production. He is the recipient of a number of honors and awards, which includes Best Invention Award, Engineer of the Year Award 2000, Best Scientist Engineering in the state of for the benefit of the industry, Trade and Agriculture 2002, and IET Toshniwal Gold Medal Award 2004. He has been conferred the Distinguished Fellowship of the IET in the year 2013. Under the leadership of Professor S. Narayana Garu as President, the IET advanced in all directions through his vision, zeal, and leadership. He brought in successful changes, initiatives like celebration of Iet Foundation Day and Iet convocation celebrations. He conceptualized and successfully conducted an interaction meet to encourage and familiarize all office bearers with the working and operations of IET in the year 2008 and month August. He introduced the automation in the examination procedures for declaring faster results. He to improve the quality of the IT journals. Steps were taken to introduce online submissions and review systems. During his tenure, there was a quantum jump in the statistics of IET centers and membership data. His enormous efforts resulted in acquiring own office building by 6 IET centers, thereby improving the overall infrastructure of the institution. To provide a helping hand to the students in their initial step into the world of work, he opened a placement cell at IET headquarters, which served as an interface between IET graduates and companies for their placements. Professor S. Narayana Garu was also instrumental in starting the IET Alumni Association, giving opportunity to alumni to stay connected to their alma mater. His zeal and untiring efforts in getting the building complex, including an auditorium constructed at IET Hyderabad Center, is very significant and exceptional. Acknowledging his service to the IET in general and Hyderabad Center in particular, the IET Hyderabad Center instituted an annual endowment lecture in his honor. IET is pleased to honor S. Narayana Garu for his long and prolific career and present him with IET Lifetime Achievement Award 2019. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Nore Namashivaya, sir, to tell about Professor S. Narayana Endowment Lecture. Over to you, sir. Sir, unmute చేయండి అక్కడ.
By acknowledging his selfless service and contribution and vision to IETE and in general Hyderabad local center, and in particular the center is instituted an annual endowment lecture in his honor. The first endowment lecture is conducted on 26th June 2009 on Global Navigation Satellite Systems GNSS, an Indian perspective recent advances in radar technology by Dr. Surendra Pal, Distinguished Scientist, Associate Director and Program Director, Satellite Navigation Program, ISRO Satellite Center, Bangalore. The second endowment lecture is conducted on 5th December 2010 on Imagos, a re-engineered solution towards Earth observation data exploitation by Shri A.S. Manjunath, Deputy Director, DPA, NRSA, Hyderabad. The third endowment lecture is delivered on 2nd November 2011 by Srimati Geeta Vardhan, Director, Advanced Data Processing Research Institute, ADRIL, Secunderabad, on satellite data processing and exploitation emerging trends. And the fourth endowment lecture on electronic warfare systems and technologies by Dr. Rannan Sastry, former scientist G and Associate Director DLRL, Hyderabad. And fifth endowment lecture on nanotechnology and the device perspectives by Dr. K. Lal Kishore Garu, who is the chief guest today, by Vice Chancellor JNTU Anantapur. And sixth endowment lecture in ITIR in Hyderabad by Shri TV Parthasarathi, former Director, IT&C, Government of Telangana, Hyderabad. And the seventh endowment lecture is on miniaturization, broadband transmit and receive modules for electronic warfare systems by Ms. Revati, Scientist G, Defense Electronics Research Laboratory, DRDO, Hyderabad, and who is the awardee of IETE Ranjana Pal Memorial Award in 2017. And during 2018, on 3rd November, we conducted the 8th endowment lecture on advances in radar and EM wave antenna systems by Dr. Anil Kumar Singh, outstanding scientist and director DLR Hyderabad. And last year, that is the 1st November 2020, on high-power electromagnetic and intentional electromagnetic interference by Dr. D.C. Pandey, former outstanding scientist and associate director, LDRE Bangalore, and also Zonal Mentor South GC member IET New Delhi. And today we are conducting 10th Memorial Lecture on Space Technologies and New National Initiatives by Dr. PSR Srinivas Sastry Garu and outstanding scientist and director, Directorate of Special Projects, DRDO Hyderabad. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now I request Professor S. Narayana, sir, to address the gathering.
Today's chief guest and also a distinguished speaker, just now you heard how elaborately covered the subject and also which is useful for the IETE in the present day. Dr. PSR Srinivas Sastry Garu, outstanding scientist and director of Directorate of Special Projects, DRDO, and today's guest of honor, going to speak to us about the Endowment lecture today. Engineer K. Gyaneshwar Rao, Chairman of IET Hyderabad Center, Engineer Nuli Namasivaya Garu, Honorary Secretary IET Hyderabad Center, and especially today we are proud to have our President also is attending this webinar online, Wing Commander Prabhakar, Professor Wing Commander Prabhakar. We are really grateful to him because we are really privileged that he is started and he spoke about IIT overall. And also two vice presidents, one Dr. Kori and also Dr. Ajay Thakre. They also spoke to us today. We are proud to have them also on the line, attending to this seminar, gracing this occasion. The other council members, our Gunshekar Reddy Garu, I have not seen, but maybe for some time he is there, Jay Shankar and Niranjan Prasad from our Hyderabad Center. Apart from that, we also have the good friends from other centers like Ajay Kumar and Ramesh, who is my very good associate from the beginning, right from, as mentioned in his speech also, right from my growing as a secretary, chairman and all that, he was with me in all the time. And all other council members, including Shivkumar, is with now also the honorary Secretary General, is also attending. We are proud of him. The executive committee members of Hyderabad Center and my fellow members and senior members who are going to be considered now, like Sri Ramamurthy Garu and Baba, Harnath Baba, and Vasudeva Murthy Garu, very senior person. No, he served at DRDO many years. Anywhere GPS means, only Vasudeva Murthy used to be. He is authority in GPS. We had number of lectures by him those days. Wherever you want GPS to be given, so he will come and lecture. He trained many people. We are proud to have him here. And fellow members of IETE and students and also faculty members of the Narayana College, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I would like to thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity to speak a few words about Foundation Day. Today is a very auspicious day for Foundation Day of IET New Delhi, our headquarters. We spoke about the IET Foundation Day of Hyderabad Center in the first week of this, that is 10th of October, even though it's 11th October, we celebrate on 10th October. Now we were supposed to speak about the headquarters IET when it started, how it happened. I have a privilege of starting this Endowment Foundation Day celebration during my time as a president, during my tenure. Our council decided to celebrate the Foundation Day. From that time onwards, every year, every center is celebrating. I would like to touch upon, because Professor Lalkishore has given a very lengthy and very elaborate scope for how to go about. As I told you, the IETE has started in 1953 on 2nd November by the Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, who is the then Vice President of India. From that time onwards, number of changes, number of improvements, number of centers have come up, and they are also become very, very furnished centers after some time. Only it was very strong and also very healthy financially also, or even the activity-wise also. Only for the last 10 years, we are really suffering due to because of students, de-recognition has come from the IETE because of so many engineering colleges come around. Even though we are fighting about it, because especially the IETE and IE of Institute of Engineers may come through also, because we are having very systematic way of doing the examination and all that. It's really, we are in maybe in a better position to get revived of our courses. But even then, I feel we should not wait for such things, because 10 years is over and our students are really in a dilemma. So I feel there are so many other opportunities one should be able to think about it. So 10 years is a very long time. See, even in the engineering college, you have seen a lot of engineering colleges getting closed, demand is coming down. Even if engineering college is there, the conventional engineering courses are diminishing slowly. Your so-called civil, mechanical, electrical, even electronics also to some extent is okay, but they are not that high. Everywhere you are finding the computer-oriented courses or computer-allied courses is coming down. They may very near to have, probably people will say that engineering means only computer engineering. May happen. So in this situation, also for us to think about our institutions. We should orient ourselves, should be able to more towards the computer courses or the skill development which he has mentioned by our Professor Lalkishore. Even though skill development program was taken up in IETE 10 years back, but it has not come to that level of to the surface and not visible so much in many centers, even headquarters also. It is not effective, I can say. So in this situation, it is for us, especially the Hyderabad Center, I wanted to say, we have a lot of infrastructure towards computers or building-wise, everything we have. Why not we show path to other centers by taking up some courses in the line of computers or skill development? See, other centers will follow. Very common for the times we have started being followed by others. For example, center started the SUSI program for the school students, that was followed by us. It was very successful those days. There are we can think of having activity in the education field. They have become idle now. So taking the expert opinion of people like Professor Lalkishore Garu. Professor Lalkishore Garu is not outside our family. He is very much in our family. Because in the way back when I was secretary here, when we started our academic activity here, we were running like an engineering college. He is the first person to take up the classes in those days, because he was staying near to our institute also in Shivam Road, Central Excise Colony somewhere. He has taken the classes also those days. Later on, he became our chairman also. He was past chairman. Nowhere in his biodata is not mentioning about it, but anyway, we are proud of that. Later on, he became the vice chancellor also. Such people, and also we have another Ramachandran, who was the vice chancellor of Usmania University, now vice chancellor of Anurag or some university there. So like that, we have Yagna Narayana here, placed here, and very much he can able to devote his time. For such people, you please form a committee. I request the chairman and the chairman of Professor Lal Kishore or anybody, whatever you want, because he is very dedicated teacher, no doubt about it. He is 3 years junior to me in the college, but I am proud of him. He is always, even in severe college, depend on him for everything. He will not say no to anything. A recruitment or general publication, everything is very active. I feel he will ready to devote his time sometime to give direction to the IETE Hyderabad Center to go about how to, make financially viable or the helpful to the needy people, as what he mentioned about not only the engineering graduates, maybe diploma graduates, even otherwise, whosoever is also not able to successful, for such people also, why don't we have and why don't we use our infrastructure effectively and see that something can be done. Whatever is from my side or Rammurthy or anybody, we are ready to help because we don't want to see our center so idle and so, but the present body, after 4 years of our thing, they are very active. They could able to revive the center in such a level. We are able to see in the auditorium today only because of this body. Otherwise, it was just, junk, there is nothing outside also, there is like a jungle. So I feel this body should be able to take up some activity in that direction. Especially it is useful for the not only IET Hyderabad Center, it is useful for the whole India IETE because there is a lot of gap of educational activities. I feel they should seriously think about it and appoint a committee or high-level committee and see that our educational activities will be revived in some other direction, need not be in the same direction. Even if you get the recognition also, you cannot run the same courses what you are running before. Maybe you have to go for the artificial intelligence, you may have to change some other field. So like that, if you enrich yourself now, probably if the recognition comes, you will be in a position to take over immediately and maybe useful for the needy people at that time. And you will be useful for the industry for those days. And if you make it idle, it will be rusted, you will not able to revive it back after some time. So I feel, once again, I want to suggest them and they should be able to think in their direction. I feel I wish all the success to this center. Thank you very much once again for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. KV NSVPL Narsimham, sir, Scientific Officer G, NCC CM, BARC, Department of Atomic Energy, Hyderabad, to introduce today's chief guest for the 10th Endowment Lecture of Professor S. Narayana, Dr. P.S.R. Srinivasa Shastri, sir. Sir, please.
Thank you, madam. Respected chief guest, Professor K. Lalkishore garu. I am very fortunate to complete my PhD under his guidance. And Professor S. Narayana garu, past president of IETE, and chief guest Dr. P.S.R. Srinivasa Shastri garu, Directorate of Special Projects, DRDO, and Chairman of Hyderabad IET Center, Jnaneswara garu, Vice Chairman Sangamakar garu, Secretary Nool Namaswai garu, and Governing Council Member Dr. Sitaram Babu garu, and all the Governing Council members and seniors of IET present online, and Dr. Vasudeva Murthy garu, Dr. Rammurthy garu, Dr. E.V.R. Rao garu, Harnath Baba garu, and other executive members of this Hyderabad Center, Dr. Venkateswarlu garu, and all the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, and dear students. Good morning to all of you. It's a great privilege for me to introduce Dr. P.S.R. Srinivasa Shastri garu. Dr. P.S.R. Srinivasa Shastri garu has obtained his PhD from Jadavpur University in the year 2019. He worked in ISRO Inertial Systems Unit of Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, ISRO, Trivandrum up to 1999. He worked on the solar array drive controller for IRS, Cartosat, INSAT, GSAT series of satellites. He joined RCI DRDO in the year 1999 and worked for the development of hydraulic and electromechanical actuation systems, analog and digital controllers for Agni A1 to A5 missile systems and interceptor missiles AD. He has received several team awards, group awards, and DRDO award for performance excellence 2012. Currently, he is the Directorate of Special Projects, DRDO, working for the design and development of defense satellites and associated space systems and technologies for national security. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to IET Hyderabad Center, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. P.S.R. Srinivasa Sastry, sir, Outstanding Scientist and Director, Directorate of Special Projects, DRDO, to give the lecture on space technologies and new national initiatives. Sir, over to you.
Professor K. Lalkishore, Chief Guest of the function, and Engineer K. Janeshwar Rao, Chairman of the Hyderabad Center IETE. So yes, Narayana, whose name by lecture is going to be after. And Sangankar, who was behind me and chasing me, he and his colleague Devaraj for getting the data very personal and also the associated titles, things like that. And we have Rudy Namaskar, Secretary, and Narasimha, who gave a kind introduction, though I kept it very short and made it nicely so that I could then. In the audience, we have Vasudeva Murthy. I had a rare opportunity to work with him on some systems and subsystems RCA. And in the audience, there are many eminent people online, like President of Commander Prabhakarji, and other people, and also Surinder Paul, who I consider my guru, Surinder Paul. So he called me and told, can you accept this offer to explain the shelter? So special thanks to you. And the set of people whose names I have taken now are one part. The rest of the important part of this gathering is the students. It is for you we exist. So if we cannot, at the end of this program, if you are not feeling that you have attained something or some interest has been instilled in you, it's our fault. So we'd like to keep some contents interesting so that maybe you can choose your future in this direction. And if some of the people, maybe 10% of people also find it this day good for you for the future, the day will be remembered. So with these few words, I can start my lecture. And being the last part of it, at our audience, offline and online, I've got a few choices and opportunities. You can, online people can log out if it is not interesting. And offline people can one by one choose to go out. Because we have nothing more to lose, this is the last program. And you can choose to go out, but if you want to do it in public interest, you can ask me to stop. So that is one of the things what you can do. So can I stand here and tell or?
I want 2 videos.
Yeah, that's okay. So now, if I am standing here, I will be like a landline. I cannot move. So this will make me mobile. So I would like to take this and one. Sure. Am I audible?
very good. You can see that. Yeah. So, as the title says, space technologies and new initiatives. It was my first work to my career working in space, and also probably the last topic in my career. And back to space. So I thought I will just give some introduction about how space systems will be looked at or in general and what is there in store for you in future to choose as a career and go along. Now, I would like to just give one or two introductory things so that it doesn't just come from space. You can go to space with some kind of an understanding. So, I would like to say these things. Okay, next please. So, if you look at, there are two men in history. They were really essential in correlating orbital mechanics. These things came out of sheer observation. People were very curious. Some people had designed telescopes like Galileo had done, started observing some objects, so-called planets and satellites like moon. They started continuously observing and trying to understand what keeps them going around Earth, including Sun. So it took some time for them to understand it is not Earth that is, the Sun that is not going around Earth, but then the Earth is going around the Sun, and many space mechanics to their observations gave this formulate. And these two are very important today also. Even when we go to moon, interplanetary travel also depends on the fundamentally Newton's laws what they related. Okay, next please. So, where do satellites live? Satellites, they live in their orbits around the Earth. Earth is rotating, but their orbits are imaginary planes in which it keeps on rotating around the Earth. So the plane remains stationary while Earth goes around the Earth, and the Earth is going again all around the Sun. So the orbit also, along with the Earth, goes around the Sun, and that is how it goes. Now to understand. Now, how do we know where we live in orbit? Basically, any orbit or even any dynamics has got 6 degrees of freedom. 3 linear accelerations and velocities, and 3 rotational accelerations. So 3 linear and 3 rotational parameters are essential. There are 6 degrees of freedom that we have. In the orbit also has got those 6 degrees of freedoms, which you can choose, but it manifests in a different way in terms of orbit itself. If you live within the orbit, what is happening to you? For example, if you can look at there is something called all orbits are generally ellipses. So there is one nearest point and there is one farthest point. If you can look at the semi-major axis and very minor axis, which are of course not seen here, somehow missed. So there is one semi-major axis which says about the size of the orbit, and within that orbit, there is a point called argument of periapsis that is measured from a particular reference. There is a reference direction, normally what we call the first point of Aries, which happens as a reference point. Aries is a constellation into which we, as an inertial frame, we from the center of the Earth, we point to that. The direction keeps constant. Though it goes around, we keep that direction constant. From that direction, within the orbit, where is that perigee located? So that's one of the very important parameters, size, and where it is located, perigee where it is located. And the third one is where the satellite itself is located in the orbit. So these three parameters are essential to look. If I tell you the orbit, okay, within the orbit, they will tell you. And there are other three parameters which are important, which will define the orbit itself in space. For example, there is something called ascending node, what you have seen, it is called the right ascension of the ascending node, RANN. ran, that omega, what you see capital omega, the intersection of these both planes, that line of intersection is also called nodal point. So one is ascending node. In the sense, the satellite goes from south to north in its direction, in its travel. So when it is crossing this node is ascending node, where that is located with respect to the reference direction. So we are defining the orbit itself in space, not within the orbit. So one is ran, then another one is the true anomaly, first anomaly belongs to this. One is ran and okay, you go to next. Parameters are not listed. Okay. Anyway, this is how the Earth goes around the sun during different parts of the day. If you look at this, will signify how the sun changes its position with respect to equator, goes to north and south, northern and southern solstices that we have got. So this is in the entire journey of 1 year. Earth happens to be at different places. And if you look at that picture, with respect to Earth, the sun is located sometimes in the northern hemisphere, sometimes in the southern hemisphere, and that causes the heating of the waters of the oceans, and also changes in our seasons, which cause monsoons and things like that. So the exact angle is also very important for this kind of seasons to come. Various points of time Earth happens to be there. All this is essential because you need to understand how sun is shining, you put a satellite, how much light I will get, how much power I will get, how much power I will lose. This kind of thing, so that this is an essential part to understand if you want to design a satellite. Okay, next. Yeah, here you see, here it is told, one is eccentricity, the other one is altitude, depending on understand orbits depending upon all these things. Then inclination, which earlier I have not shown, the inclination of the orbit also is very important. The inclination is with respect to equator. How inclined is the orbit? So, if it is exactly on the equator, and at some specified distance, like say 36,000 kilometers of altitude, you will get an orbit called geostationary orbit. Some details will be coming. So depending upon the altitude, whether it is very near or very far, you can define as low Earth orbit or medium Earth orbit. Depending on the inclination, we can define equatorial, polar, and other things like that. Okay, next. So this is how the situation was looking some time ago. If you look around Earth, very densely many satellites are there in the low orbit. And slightly far, we have got medium Earth orbits, and a bit far in geostationary orbit around 36,000 kilometers. And quite far, we have other missions like lunar mission, Mars orbital missions, and things like that. And there is a program from NASA which has left our interplanetary travel. It started, like Explorer and Voyager. Voyager has crossed even the solar system. Still, we get some signals from those far ends of the system. Okay, next please. So if you look at satellites, they live in these particular orbits, what I told you, polar orbit from north to south, they go equatorial orbit, geostationary orbits. So different types of satellites are possible. For example, communication satellite, we try to keep it in the geostationary orbit so that the satellite is available. It is stationary with respect to Earth. I can transmit some signal. That guy will retransmit to whatever region you want, or entire region of the country, or maybe some other areas also. So in those, then remote sensing satellites are about the climatic conditions on the Earth, natural resources on the Earth, water resources, or some kind of what kind of satellite. There are imaging satellites. They look at the Earth and give you some kind of data for which they are designed. They may even give where fish is located. They may also tell you some kind of information about forecasting of some particular type of weather and things like that. And especially weather satellites are also there, which are roughly in the geostationary orbit and staring at the Earth, looking at the cloud systems, cyclonic systems, and they keep giving warning about impending weather, cyclone, and predicting wind speeds. All those things are possible. And even some of the satellites now look at the oceans and ocean wave heights. and then the certain intelligence also can be derived from those wave parameters. Now, there are some military satellites which are specifically designed for military purposes. Then there are scientific missions also possible, like we have an astrosat and what is happening to the space weather, solar flares when they come, when they go, at the intensity. And these are important for the geomagnetic activity also to understand and predict and plan certain parts of our missions. Okay, next please. Yeah, there are some classifications and certain frequency bands are used for these communication channels, and depending upon the mission, we design certain frequencies. Now people are going to high frequencies like K band, Ka band for getting the many number of channels and high bandwidth communications. And today we also have lots of internet satellites, just a constellation of satellites designed only to distribute internet services to the remote corners of the country and also of the world. Okay, next please. Okay, this you can skip. Yeah, this also you can see. There are certain, see here you can see, I want to tell, there is some highly eccentric orbits are there. These days, because of certain latitudes of the places, we don't find equatorial orbits are not visible. For example, places like Russia, they are very high latitudes. They will not be able to have any access to geostationary orbit, which is located at 0 degree latitude. So they have designed certain orbits called LEO orbits. So which will remain the highly eccentric, but you see it could be one of such thing. Whenever it is near the Earth, the satellite, it's full of angular momentum, it's lost. The satellite, when it happens to be near the Earth, near perigee, it goes faster. And as it raises the height, it slows down and stays on the other part for quite a long time. It is just angular momentum conservation R into omega. So that is less omega has to be high. When R is very high, range is very high, omega becomes low, and it will be visible during those high latitude parts. So more than 12 hours it is visible from high latitudes. So that is their way of achieving some continuous visibility. 3 such satellites you put and you get one equivalent geostationary. But 3 satellites are required to cover that. So they have used such approaches. Next please. Okay, remote sensing satellites, we can have different type of thing depending upon what kind of sensors they have got. Active means something is emitted back, something is received back. Passive means something is emitted by the body is picked up. Then you have some kind of classification. Different classifications. I don't think that is very important here. But whether the imaging is done in IR or microwave or maybe near IR or shortwave IR, like different bands and different applications. So satellites can be designed to exploit the features available in that particular bands, so that we can understand what is happening on the Earth, whether say some kind of material is available or water is available. You can actually do spectroscopy remotely and just identify any sorts of materials. And it is our interest to, defense, we would like to know if some material is made across the borders. As defense people, we are not interested what is happening within the country. We are always interested in what is happening outside the country. Because those people can cause some damage to us, we would like to know, keep an eye on them, so that we are our operations plan and etc. Okay, next please. Okay, this is one of the most important arguments for remote sensing concept as a bit you people maybe listening every time Mr. Launches at like 9:30 a.m. something like that. That 9:30 corresponds to the time at which it crosses the equator. And sun synchronous means, as I told you, orbit stays same, though Earth is going around the sun. So that is area of not great use. because at every day sun keeps on lagging, and at 9:30 we'll see today sun here, tomorrow sun here from the orbit. So if I can shift the orbit at the same rate at which the sun is moving around, or Earth is moving around the sun, that is roughly 1 degree per day. So if you do that, the angle at which sun is falling on the Earth at 9:30, where my satellite is coming every day, it is same. That means I am taking imaging on every day at the same time with same lighting from the sun. So the characteristics can be compared. See, like today I take a photograph at night, tomorrow at afternoon. We do not know how to compare. It is because of the input energy has changed, or the characteristic of the element that is radiating is changing. So if I can keep one constant, I can always monitor what is happening in the other parameter. So such observations, when they are essential, we put remote sensing satellites in synchronous orbits. They are most of the remote sensing satellites today are in synchronous orbit. Okay, next please. This may be having some video. I do not know. Just click. Oh yeah. See, that is how generally it will be observed. A satellite, as it goes, Earth is moving around that. And you see, next time when it comes, it will scan a different area. So today at 9:30, some area is coming with the particularly that's called swap. And that swap, tomorrow we'll cover the next step. So it takes some 21 days to periodically cover. Of course, it depends. If it is very wide, you can cover in 1 day. If it is very narrow, you take more days. So high resolution imaging will take more time it takes for us to cover an image, as naturally that happens. Okay, that's it. Okay, this is various crossing times where the sun appears to you. I think it's okay, 6 a.m. means you can see the sun vector is coming horizontally. And this will be at 7 a.m. is the horizontal arrow is lifted. Sun is slowly rising. If I put it in a 7 a.m. orbit, it looks like that. At 8 a.m. orbit, that angle goes, and 12 it will be exactly vertical. The sun will be behind the satellite. Normally, we put 9 to 9:30 for various reasons. The angle between those two arrows. The right arrow shows sun position, and the red arrow in the orbit itself. So following exactly they coincide, you will see the Earth when it is maximally shining. So when you read such applications, you will put here. And there is one orbit, a dawn dusk orbit, probably it is not put here, exactly 6 a.m. 6 a.m. orbit means sun is exactly coming like this, and it continuously takes a path like this, and we put solar panels here. That means sun is available 24 hours. So a lot of power can be generated, but if you are at an angle, the satellite gets into an eclipse. So some portion of the orbit we don't have sunlight, so you have to cater your design, saying that okay, only 30% of the time I have charging, or maybe 80% of the time, depending upon the thing. So orbit has got kind of bearing on how you design a satellite. So you will design satellites for a given orbits. You can't just like that put wherever you want. It doesn't work. Okay, next. So what is that for defense satellites? Why you need separate satellites for defense? We have different kind of reasons. Like I told, military communications, we have strong encryptions is required. Then the kind of different frequency bands, frequency hopping, these kind of techniques to be used so that military communications are safe and secure. Normal civilian satellites need not have kind of features which we need. Okay, then reconnaissance satellites, we need to locate and what the enemy satellites are doing also we should like to know. And also like military weather forecasting means whether I can take off, whether I can give my missile to take off and go or not, what is happening at the entry point, in the sense after 5,000 kilometers, like Agni I have launched today. Launch conditions are good, but is it okay when it is landing after 15-20 minutes on the other part of the globe? Whether it can do its job or not. So all these forecasting is essential to perform a mission for a military purpose. Then navigation satellites we exactly want to give with meters accuracy to a soldier who is carrying communication equipment, where he is locating equipment, position, navigation, and timing information. So you have to give it to him exactly what he needs, even if he is very near the border. Normally, those areas are not covered by other geospatial satellites and things like that. So we need that, and also we need satellites to do some kind of some damage it should cause to some of the satellites. Can be inflict enemy satellites a kind of damage and make it incapacitated. Okay, next please. Again, yeah, this is what I told you. We need to be able to image and draw intelligence out of it. Like recently, what has happened, we'll be able to see build up across the border. Some troops have come, tanks have come. So all this imaging will be required very periodically at a very high rate. So we need more number of satellites for us to do the mission. Then signal intelligence, what we mean is somebody is talking across the grid. So it emits low kind of mobile signals that can be picked up by satellite also. And we have decoding equipment and we should be able to understand what they are communicating. So there is signal intelligence, and also we have systems like launch detection. Somebody has launched from geostationary orbit. I should be able to tell, okay, then one missile has taken off from some place. Because it takes 20 minutes to cover 500 kilometers. If I know it early, I have that kind of a reaction time. So detecting from space and a launch of missile from other parts, it will give me a huge lead time so that I can prepare. That is very important for our humans. And also, nuclear detonation takes place also, it is possible to locate from the space where it has happened and what action we need. Next, please. And we also have some kind of weaponry. Suppose I would like to damage something like for example, light, laser onto that, from space to space, and space to ground. So there are some technologies available which we would like to make use so that as a deterrence, we use our resources will be protected. Protected in the sense, aggressor will think twice before taking the action. Next, please. Okay, typically it works like this. If I come to know that somebody has taken, some launch has taken place, if I detect from a geostationary orbit, I get a launch phase event and a boost phase I can detect. Boost phase, the missile goes with some kind of plume, so that plume can be detected. Once you detect the plume and see what is the trajectory of that, I get 15-20 minutes of advantage where something is going to come. And from low Earth orbit, if I make the cruise phase, I can easily find out the satellite work is cruising, not fuel no more is there. So other type of detection has to work. IR detection won't work. So that is nicely done from low Earth orbit satellites. So you need to have different satellites in different orbits to get the information about what activity your adversary is doing. And once you get that, you also have ground-based radars within here where it is coming. They can accurately, radar can track and then we can activate the pacifying mechanisms. Okay, so next please. Yeah, nowadays people are trying to use conventional communication, which depends upon conventional cryptology and that is a danger. So people are going for quantum based key distribution, where the secure key is distributed by using quantum mechanics principles, uh, which are not tamperable. Conventional mechanisms are tamperable. So there is one paper, EPR, Einstein, Podolsky, and Rosell. So there, Einstein was questioning this particular quantum mechanics principle. whether it is possible, if it is so, what is it called, entangled pair of photons or any other elementary particles. They can be generated as an entangled pair, which means a photon pair is generated, one travels this way, other one travels the other way. But some characteristics of that, for example, speed, some other particles they have speed. So the combined speed is conserved. So when combined speed is conserved is one of the quantum mechanic interpretation. It was just a paper here written saying that it is not possible because one photon I can send the other way and another one here thousands of miles of kilometers you detect one. The state of the other is automatically detected because of this correlation because it's so entangled. So if I do that one, instantaneously the other phenomena changes its state. Till then, both of them are existing in the so-called superposition state. And one detection of some end of the universe can alter the state of that at the other end of the universe. So you can communicate something faster than the light, which is not possible according to his own theory. So he was looking at that. Not possible. But then that has come true, and it is really possible to communicate a code in a secure way using the same principle. So that is what it is used. And today we have also done some work, but then China was the first satellite that claimed across 2 to 3,000 kilometers. They were able to distribute the quantum key somewhere in 2016. So they have done it. Other people were key to do. Next. Okay, this is the skip. Yeah, another important thing today, what is happening is, as I have told, everybody is launching satellites, everybody is launching not one. There are some companies which are planning 4,000 satellite constellations, 7,000 satellite constellations. Because it is easy to mass produce, maintaining the quality. So you produce so many satellites, I don't care one or two satellites go, but all small satellites, and they do collectively a very big work. So those constellations, then like I told you, the other figure basically that is shown to show how densely satellites are located. They come and go on their own. Today, roughly around 30,000 particles, satellites plus whatever missiles we used to launch, say they explode, they create something. Some people do some anti-satellite tests that also create a lot of debris. So something around 30,000, 35,000 particles of 10 centimeter size are there all around everything. So if you want to really go and launch a missile, go and come back, you have to do a special study called conjunction analysis and collision avoidance, collision analysis. You can't do much, but you choose a time where minimum number of satellites are crossing your path. Otherwise, there are some really certain damages have taken place because of these collisions in orbit and also while going to the orbit. So it is very important to be aware of what kind of objects are there, what is the size of that object, and how it affects your path planning to reach that orbit. So that is called situational awareness. Space situational awareness. So you must be aware whether I can do now or I should delay. Once in a while, you must be watching if you are keen. ISRO has delayed the launch by half a minute or by 2 minutes, particularly to avoid this kind of collisions. We delay that and go at most likely time to have minimum collision studies. So that they do and try to go ahead. So here we have to have lots of information that is available. You have to have radars, you have to have optical telescopes, and track every object. Not only every object tracking, we have to propagate their orbits also. So you should know next instant where they will be. So for 30,000 objects are moving, you should know where next. High amount of computation is involved in propagating these things and trying to do. So lots of algorithms and people are trying to apply now some kind of artificial intelligence also to solve this kind of highly computationally complex jobs. And it is very essential to survive and to uh, reach there and to keep your assets intact, to be aware of the space situation, how it is. So, a lot of work is being done to get to that state of awareness. Next, please. Yeah, as a military people, we need some more than what I have told you. But then, what happens is we also need to know some satellites sleep just like that. Suddenly they wake up and start transmitting. Civilian is not concerned with real concern, but the satellite does, we don't know. Satellite was in some orbit. After some time, just changes its orbit, coming near to our satellites. Several times it happened that some satellite which is in some orbit somewhere, unrelated, but you find after 2 days, it is near your satellite and again back. So there are spying activities that go on. We must be aware of these things to protect our own things and to be able to transfer from one orbit to other orbit. There are some technologies involved. Maybe it is written there. But then we need to know much more than what civilians need to survive in the space. Next, please. Yeah, primarily we have to detect, track, identify. We also have to characterize and threat warning and assess if there is a threat. As a satellite has done linear, which is causing which is likely to threaten our satellites there. We have to do and huge amount of data we have to integrate, to simulate, to propagate, to assess, and take appropriate action if required, if it can be taken. Typically, it will be some display there. This is from one of the private companies which I have visited. They have shown how you can see various screens, what kind of threat can come, how to analyze, how to understand, how to visualize. This is a visualization thing. Okay, next please. This is what I was telling, orbital transfer vehicle. See, there are some you want to transfer from one orbit to another. Your satellite may not be having propulsion. So there are some commercial proposals. They have one fellow like a bus, like a RTC bus. It goes like a shuttle. You can get onto that and go to some other orbit. If you will come and pick you up. So a lot of activities in space for you people. You can choose career in those things. Like not what I'm talking, all are not fully developed. These are the things where lots of opportunities are open. For example, how to capture a satellite and how do we take it to some other thing with a low cost. See, that satellite, if it has got its own fare, it will go. But there are some stray satellites like waiting passengers. They are there. You can always transfer that if you have the capability. So you should have also develop technology of space robotic. You should go and capture them and take it. You should have some electric propulsion, which is cheap, but electricity is available. So slowly, but then you go certainly into some other orbit. You can provide services. They're called OTVs, orbital transfer vehicle satellites. Lots of design proposals and some designs have been tested. That involves an activity of robotics and new dynamics. For example, if I am here and trying to capture that bottle, I will be able to take it. But in space where I am not supported anywhere, I am also orbiting, I am also orbiting, then if I want to capture, the moment you capture, the whole dynamics will change. So far you are stable, you will become unstable. So you may have to have different deployable mechanisms to be stable in the orbit while doing your own job, intended job. They are quite involved and things are just coming up. So it is the right time to jump into these things with proper understanding. We can always make some kind of opportunities into this field. Okay, next please. So here also they are called proximity operations, what how to capture. Some of the experiments have been done recently from PSLV. The fourth stage normally of PSLV, which ejects the satellite into orbit, remains like a dead object. But one bright idea people have got maybe 1 year, 2 years before. That fourth stage, they are attached to solar panels, and as long as it is in that, it is like another orbital platform, which ISRO has used to understand, demonstrate, and validate their algorithms of robotics principles, operations of robotics, how to understand the dynamics, and also to remain in orbit, what is required, what kind of, how many days, I think around 300 days or something like that it was in orbit. It did very good inputs it has given, and people have learned. Instead of just keeping it as a dead orbiting debris, they have made use of it by attaching solar panels and some payload. Good data we have got. Okay, next please. Anyway, now another big thing that is happening in space is the space travel. Recently, we have also seen, of course, it's a suborbital space travel lasting for a few minutes, but people are planning to go to Mars and things like that. Space tourism, which is basically one. So, there is a one very good talk about Elon Musk, why he created SpaceX and what is his ambition to take people to Mars and how to live on Mars. So these kind of things are going on. Probably I will not be seeing, but some of you can get ready to go to Mars. Mars and other moon is slightly difficult, but Mars is a good choice for you. Already people are booking their slots. Some of the now it's very costly. It will come down. It's very people start jumping in. Okay, next please. Okay, there was some small Twitter thing. Somebody says, okay, I want to meet lab. First, I want to go before mass goes. And this one also says, this I prepared for some kids, so I couldn't remove it the last time. So, Narayana says, okay, do it. Come better first, let us see. So, that competition is really there. So, probably in a decade also, it will be very common that people will start going with things. Next, please. Anyway, this is for those kids, and you can also start making your bags if you're ready. You contribute and try to do that. Okay, next. So I take another 4 5 minutes and talk what is happening in space. How do you join in the sense in this game in this field? Professor Lalkishore ji has given lots of areas in which as youth you can find employment. This is one particular subset because I know this and trying to tell what happened in the space area, what both ISRO and also though I am not listed what DRDO is doing to create young entrepreneurship, how to do that. Some of the things I covered, some of the things are not good, but next please. So something like under this Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, PM has announced opening up of ISRO facilities. So, so far ISRO has been instrumental in developing all space technologies on its own, and it was going on its own, producing the launch vehicles, building the satellites, launching them. So it's a huge activity for itself from primarily research to it has gone to a production sort of a thing where committee of people then ISRO also decided it has to go into new domains, not continuing to do these things. So they have created a mechanism in which ISRO's facilities will be open. ISRO will do some other fundamental research like how to go to Mars, settle, how to set interplanetary and scientific missions. So it should be busy there. While other private industry has to take care of this routine activity like launching the satellites and launch vehicles, building them, satellite operating, those things, and provide services also to the agencies which require the data. So all that once industry takes care of it, other space agencies can concentrate on future activities and pure science missions we can concentrate, like quantum communications, space situation awareness and things like that. To develop these technologies, we can focus more than on routine mundane launches. So it has opened up actually not only the test facilities. So has opened up, it has also geospatial data. There is some remote sensing policy which says that more than 50 centimeter of some kind of resolution, it is freely available for public. Any of you can download those things and start developing some application on that. People are very good in developing apps. So you develop some app quickly. How do you estimate the weather? See, yesterday, for example, my wife was saying, okay, we don't pour water in the plants because the rain is predicted. Then I decided if it is predicted, 90% it will rain, so let you pour water. That should not be the case. If it is predicted, it has to be there. For that, we need to have lots of computation to be done. What I'm saying is, you people have to see data is being made available to you. Can you predict properly what do you need? You want to artificial intelligence, natural intelligence, whatever it is. How to make sense of the data and make good predictions. Long back, maybe 10 years before, I went to Korea. It was sunny and all, and those fellows told me you have to close today because snowstorm is going to come. There's nothing like snow or anything which is bright, sun is shining, and within 2 hours, the snowstorm comes and it comes. So, this is a kind of prediction they have got. They don't have much money as of today, but technology is how the prediction. Of course, they have got various ground monitoring systems, so they have information. We also have to come to that stage where we can predict hourly, daily, weekly predictions. Hourly predictions are 90% correct globally, in the sense in the developed nations, where we still have, we have to have a good handle on that. Then test facilities, and also ISRO has to put this is the policy that is defined. This is available in the public domain. So whatever I am talking is in the public domain, whatever I am showing. Okay, so that outer space and other things are the mandates that have been given to ISRO. Work on that. Rest of the industry has to take up. Okay, next please. Recently, the Indian Space Association also has been launched on 11th October to have some kind of freedom to innovate in the private sector, where all people you can jump in and make some pie out of it for you, and making government act as an enabler. What does that mean is we open up the facilities where you can come and test your design, you can come and test your concepts. Facilities are available. If you want to build, I tell you something I'm not written. If you want to build a special test facility which is very costly and you cannot afford, you can always come to the government. Government will build it for you in our own land, and we can make use of that. These are the policies which is easing up for the private sector to come and participate in large numbers. So again, preparing the next generation for future space industry, something like that, ensuring space sector to be used as a common resource. These are some objectives of the Indian Space Association, where more than 30-40 companies which are working in space so far have formed into an association, so that they have a common forum where they can seek certain things from government, or where they can give some guidance and things like that. Okay, next please. Slowly, the money spent by private industries and startups, they have been increasing slowly. So now we reached something around $30 million money pumped in by private sectors. Okay, next please. Now I would like to tell a few companies. Earlier, when I joined ISRO, rocket has been made, or missile launch vehicle is made, and it's only ISRO will make. And after some time, I heard some little company is making. I could not understand because of the huge investment that is involved. Who is interested to build a launch vehicle? But it is true. There are few companies which are making their own launch vehicles, and the companies like Hyderabad-based company. Some people have come to me. This is though from internet. They come and use some of our facilities. So I know they have got this kind of plans. So the private industry is also looking for the development of the launch vehicles. They are planning they can put something around see like Sansipana orbit and Leo in these orbits. Their first version, Vikram 1 can put 225 kg in Sansipras, and Leo, because the inclination is low, 45 degree they are playing, but they don't have to go all the way 97 degrees Sansipras. So they can put more weight they can carry. So if you see by 2022, there is a great company, if you build a satellite, it can launch. Today, when we make a satellite, for example, our GSAT and maybe other satellites, INSATs and all, 1 year advance, 2 years advance, you have to book from the area, and PSLV if you want. The condition was 1 year, 1.5 years before you have to book your slot. So your program planning and all has to be accurate to that level. In 1 year in advance, you have to estimate, okay, I want to launch on that day, and you keep planning and targeting those schedules and meeting those schedules. So, but if many companies are available, you can choose. Then, okay, I want to launch next week. The situation should come like that. Not after 2 years, I want to launch today onwards, I want to plan, book and accord my resources accordingly. So when companies start developing like this, definitely there will be a day where you plan and launch within 1 week to 1 month. Next, please. There is another company. They have already launched one Exceed. Satellite is the company, and they have launched one on the Falcon SpaceX. They have gone and launched their one of their satellites. Second satellite they have launched on PSLV 45. So this is some private people have put up and found some means, some kind of interest and some avenues they promote in the satellite industry and launch vehicle industry. Next, please. There are few companies. This is by no means the exhaustive list, but this is a list of the prominent startups and their work, what they have got. This Agricul also met it several times. He is also planning to develop a launch vehicle. Again to go up to 700 kilometer, 100 kg to 200 kg. He had to go to Alaska Aerospace for certain test facilities there. In India, it could not be there, but today probably we can do also, but he has got an MOU with that. So these startups are being encouraged not only by our own country and our own organization, but even elsewhere also you can go and develop if you have if it can be done at a cheaper rate. Okay, next please. Then Bellatrix is another private company which has come up recently, and they have demonstrated Hall thrusters. These are the Hall thrusters which will generate smaller amount of thrust, but they can continuously generate. So from geostationary, geostationary transfer orbit, what we call parking orbit, so 300 kilometer, it keeps on circling for some time. Then you fire apogeic motor and reach 36,000 kilometers. Probably within a few days you will reach. But electric propulsion with lower thrust can continuously do, maybe you take 1 month to reach there, but at a very cheaper cost. I can give you some kind of a figure what happens 300 kilometer to 36,000 kilometer if you want to go. On an INSAT type of satellite, what we have got is something like 2000 kg of liquid propellant, chemical propellant, around 2000 kg when you launch the parking orbit. Once the rocket puts you there and its job is over, you will be there for 1 or 2 days and see how your systems are okay. Then start your journey and reach your geostationary orbit. By the time the weight will have come down by at least 1600 kg. Yes, we are using so much of weight only for going from this place to that place. So that can be more efficiently done by other means of propulsions, which electric propulsion. Some people have already developed some thrusters for electric propulsion and private industry. This one, and also they are working on some of the technology like plasma is a propellant, where it can further be cheap, and some of the fuels also. We have also given them some kind of a project for our programs. Okay, next please. Okay, this I have told you. Next. There is another company, Dhruva Aerospace, which is also having a lot of missions. They also want to launch other things, and they are also having some engineers who are capable of doing space systems. Our own solar panels also this company is making. Of course, they get a lot of concentration from other experts, but still the private industry is gearing up to come into space and other activities. Next, please. There is another company, Pixel, which is trying to give a 36 satellite constellation and try to give hyperspectral image data from their satellites. So hyperspectral image means normal visible spectrum, we are seeing the image in three colors, red, green, and blue, and maybe one more called panchromatic, black and white. So this is called normally multispectral. Same image can be seen in 125 bands or 250 bands. Very fine spectral resolution, where huge data is there and huge intelligence is there. For example, if I take a photograph of a tank and send it to you, there's no way you can tell whether the tank is made up of is it a real tank or a wooden tank with green paint. So it's not possible to tell with some camouflage. But if I look at it from a hyperspectral point of view, because temporarily I am saying it will tell me the material which it is made up of. It will tell me whether it is a real one or a decoy one, so that my Python fellow will not go and try to do that. So that it is lots of possibilities are there with hyperspectral. You can Google it and you will come to know. We are also trying to build some of the satellites in the hyperspectral domain to gain intelligence forces. Okay, next please. This is another space fed the federation like thing they have formed. A few 36 companies are there now. There is a federation which take up the cause of making an association of space people who make hardware, software, and things like that. Incidentally, this 2019 January, I think, it was opened in Kerala, where they put a space city. They called space city Trivandrum as a space city, and one conference was organized by government of Kerala. So I was fortunate to go there, of course, along with my wife, and I have inaugurated this space fair, and it's working well. The website I found that is how is it going, so they say it is good. Okay, next please. I think our these companies and Dr. Shivan also directed the space propulsion thing he has inaugurated there recently. And a lot of budget also has been given to ISRO, more than what it was in 2019, to set up to gear up the private industry requirements and other things. While it tries to concentrate on future like space travel and other space related to research activities. The routine activity of building launch vehicles and performing the launch and building satellites is being slowly offloaded to private companies, which many entrepreneurs are they are trying to take up, and their opportunities wide open. Government is fully supporting. DRDO also we have got some kind of a fund that we can give under technology development. If anyone comes with a proposal, we can give to the tune of 10 crores if the proposal is good enough. So similar proposals we have given to some of these companies. So any company that is interested can make use of that particular fund. So okay, next. Yeah. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for elaborate lecture on space technologies and different measures to be taken. Thank you so much, sir. దామోదర్ ఒక చేరి ఇక్కడ ముందుకు sir, I request Lalkishore sir also to come on. He will go with the felicitations and the note of thanks. Let's try to please. I request Narayana sir to accept our felicitations. I request all the dignitaries on that, EC members, GC members of IET Hyderabad to join in felicitation.
నేను ఇక్కడ లోకల్ అంటే అక్కడ కంపెనీ
అప్పుడు ల్యాప్టాప్ పెట్టి తిప్పండి కదా I request Madam Kirtirata to hand over the bouquet and Madam Ravali, Sri Lakshmi Ravali from Stanley College to Thank you, sir. I request all the dignitaries please be on there for next 10 minutes. I request Professor K. Lalkishore sir to accept our felicitation. I request Professor Narayana sir and all the dignitaries on the dais to join in. Professor Sri Lakshmi to hand over the bouquet. Thank you, sir, for accepting our request and giving a lecture on IETE Foundation Day. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I request Dr. P.S.R. Srinivasa Sastry, sir, Chief Guest for 10th Endowment Lecture of Professor S. Narayana, sir, to accept our felicitation, and I request all the dignitaries and the guys to join in. There is a one to okay. Very good. Thank you, sir, for accepting our request and giving a wonderful session on space technologies. Now I request EDR Rao, sir, Director, Technical, retired ECIL Hyderabad, to come on to that. And I request all the dignitaries and guys to join in felicitating Dr. EDR Rao, sir. Dr. EDR Rao, sir, has a brilliant academic career, having stood first in the Andhra University in BSc Honours in 1956. He won the Metcalfe Gold Medal for the best thesis on the subject of super regenerative oscillator technique for the study of nuclear magnetic resonance in 1957. Academic and research achievements of Sir, he joined the first batch of Bharat Training School and came under the influence of Dr. Homi J. Baba for building a strong indigenous base for the nuclear industry. His training and work experience at the Argonne National Laboratory at Argonne, USA, and the subsequent research and development work carried out by him at Bharat enabled him to shoulder the responsibilities under leadership of Dr. A.S. Rao to start totally indigenous electronics industry here at Hyderabad. Dr. E.D.R. Rao has successfully translated know-how generated at ERC into economically viable products at PCIS, thus paving the way for indigenous electronics industry for the first time, resulting in savings of foreign exchange and training a band of scientists and engineers committed to the cause of self-reliance. Thank you, sir, for joining with us. Thank you. Next, I request TTS Ramamurthy, sir, past chairman IETE Hyderabad, retired joint director ATI and EPI Hyderabad, to come on to the dais. TVS Ramamurthy, sir.
So it is a normal practice. Every IET Foundation Day, we are felicitating the senior fellow members of IET, those who are attaining the age of 75 years and having a fellow around 25 years. So as per the practice, today we are felicitating so EVR Rao garu, TVS Ramurthy garu, and also Rao.
And has taken his MA degree from Indira Gandhi National Open University and is a FILT and FIT. Later, he moved to Central Water and Power Commission and Central Electricity Authority. Has been in the field of training for over 25 years and retired as Joint Director, training from Advanced Institute for Electronics and Process Instrumentation, Hyderabad, under skill development, and had been deputed to undergo a training in CAD, computer aided design, at Seoul Institute of Vocational Training, South Korea, under ASP DEP Fellowship, and he has conducted several courses in digital electronics microprocessor jointly organized by IETE and IEEE, and has been associated with IETE for over 3 decades in various capacities. Worked as a chairman of the Hospitality Committee during ATC conducted in 1993. Worked as honorary treasurer and as a honorary secretary during 1996 to 98. Organized and conducted several short-term courses for the officers of AIR and Doordarshan as a chairman of center during 2010 and 11. Was responsible in making arrangements for the conduct of IET convocation for the first time at Hyderabad Center. More than 200 students have received their degrees at the convocation. As the chairman, secured funds from the headquarters for the installation of the lift in the academic block was led during his tenure as a honorary secretary. The foundation stone for inauguration of academic block was laid during his tenure as honorary secretary. Thank you, sir. Sir.
Yeah. Of course, it is a customary thing that I need to address. Saying that dignitary. So I look at the dignitary from the dais as well as off the dais. But I have been here. Yes, today I owe my presence here on this dais or IETE to Professor S. Narayana Garu, who is my mentor, and in fact he is the man who picked me up, made me an IETE member. Then he made me, and he constantly with his help, I have grown up to be the chairman during the year 2010 and 2011. Let me tell you, the speakers who are here have spoken about skill development first thing. Professor Lal Kishore has spoken about skill development. Really, and then Mr. Narayana has lamented with such a huge infrastructure we have in Hyderabad Center, we are not properly using it. Let me tell you, it is during the time when I was conducting a program jointly organized by the IETE and IEEE or a short-term course on the digital electronics or microprocessors. I tell you, it is 3 decades before. So, it is a part of the skill development. We attempted to do it, and we at IETE still continue to do it. And later, the speaker, Professor Chatrigaru, has told me, and I am happy to say that initially I started my career with Armament Research and Development Establishment. I am a part of it. And then coming to the endowment lecture of Mr. Narayana, Professor Narayana, see, he may be the 8th person. I think we are conducting 8 endowment lectures and all. I still remember all those people because they are the pillars for building the IETE in Hyderabad Center. So the second Endowment lecture of Professor Narayana was conducted during my tenure. Just as Narayana had identified and picked me up, I mean, looking at my potential and all that, then it is my turn to give, the team which I led during my chairmanship, it is my turn to thank the people who are associated with me, and one of them is K. Gnaneshwar, whom I picked up, the president. I have to remember on this occasion, Professor V.R. Dharma, Professor Bhatt, and Sudarshan Rao is no more, Kumar Swami was my secretary, is no more, and then the other people, Professor K. Kishan Rao, and then Harnath Baba, who was supposed to be here. I thought I would be able to meet him. So there are other people who helped me during my tenure, and it's not that the student community. I remember when I came here first time to the IETE, it was flourishing like an engineering college. The infrastructure we had here was much more better than the engineering college which started later. So I am really part of the being a part of the IETE community, IETE family. And there was the days we were flourishing because we had a lot of revenue. During those, I remember during the period I was the secretary, our revenues were about a crore of rupees, our assets those days. So I'm sorry, I don't want to keep you for some more time, but I thank all the organizers and the colleagues and my students for giving me this opportunity. And then more than that, the organizers are doing a wonderful job. And the present committee under the leadership of Gnaneshwara, Nool Narasimha, Namasivaya, they are all doing a wonderful job. I think really, I congratulate them on getting the Best Center Award because all the effort they are putting. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I request Vasudeva Murthy Vatakunda, sir, come on to the dais, senior corporate. Vasudeva Murthy Vatakunda, sir, retired 1980, DRDO, BE Telecommunications, Usmania University, 1965 batch. 12-7 professional experience, joined as a senior scientific assistant in June 1966 at DLRL, DRDO. On appointment as scientific lead, joined ISRO in January 1971 and left ISRO in December 1985 to join DRDO. On deputation as scientific lead, got observed and retired as scientific lead from DRDO on 1st December 2002. And places served at ISRO, Tumba Equatorial Rocket Launching Station, TRLS, Thiruvananthapuram Sriharikota Range, and Space Application Center, SAC Ahmedabad, and positions held Technological Director, Computer Communication and Range Systems, CCRS, DRDL. And after retirement, Sir served as Emeritus Scientist at DRDL till December 2003, consultant at BrahMos program till December 2005, advisor ASL plus DRDL, DRDO till September 2018, and Strategic Communication Systems and Research Hub Stations. And specializations include design and development of telemetry, tracking, and command stations both for ISRO and DRDO. As officer in charge satellite control station at TRLS, provided TTC facilities for the first SLV mission from Sriharikota. As officer in charge for ISTRSC, SAC Ahmedabad, provided TTC facilities for Aryabhatta and subsequent Bhaskara and Rohini series satellite missions. Also provided TTC facilities for the first geostationary alien passengers payload experiment APEC from ISTR-AC SAT. And experience in DRDO as head range engineer group provided ground support facilities for flight test of Prithvi mission from Sriharikota range. And specialized training is deputed by ISRO to DFVLR Oberhofen near Munich from June 1973 to till 1974 June for the training in telemetry, tracking and command TTC for satellite missions. And sir has received awards to name few Scientist of the Year, DRDO in the year 2001 from the Honorable Prime Minister. And Vigyan Vibhushan Award, CITD in the year 2006 from the Honorable Governor of India. Thank you, sir.
Dear friends, I attribute everything the same energy that is flowing through all of us. We call soul, and we are all embodied souls. I bow down to all the embodied souls and doing wonderful job for the AET. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Last, I call upon Mr. Kinnara Kiran, sir, Senior Technical Officer, Process Engineering and Technology Transfer Division, CSIR, Indian Ministry of Chemical Technology, Hyderabad. Sir has given webinar lecture, knowledge sharing session on 17th October 2021 with the topic Applied Artificial Intelligence in Bioinformatics and Robotics. I request all the EC, GC and the dignitaries to join in felicitating K. Kiran sir. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I'll call Dr. V. Ramarao, sir, corporate member, to give the vote of thanks for the day. Dr. V. Ramarao, sir, corporate member, IT Hyderabad Center.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Started very late, but let me do my duty of proposing vote of thanks. It has been a very, very accelerating function. The foundation day of IETE. IETE is our mother institution. It is the largest institution devoted to the cause of electronics and telecommunications profession and electronics and telecommunications engineering education in particular. And the 16th Foundation Day is indeed a milestone in the history of the association. And we are fortunate to have such a galaxy of senior engineers present on the Foundation Day, not only in person, but also online, including the President of IETE himself, who actually participated in the event and even interacted, gave his speech and also interacted during the session. First of all, my grateful thanks to Professor K. Lal Kishore ji for accepting our invitation as the chief guest. The past Vice Chancellor, JNTU, Anantapur, he spoke on the theme of the foundation day itself, that is the advancing skill development to the next level and the paradigm shift involved. He gave his pointed message to the youngsters present here as well as to the seniors. To the youngsters, because engineering education alone is not sufficient. It has to be followed up by the skill development, and this point was recognized right at the time of the end of the Second World War. And he gave a very detailed and very, very right account of how this skill development can be achieved in a seamless fashion. And it's a clear message to the youngsters present here, as well as to the seniors who have to modify their way of training the students because the general criticism of Indian engineering education is that it is more theoretical and lacking in skills. That is why a lot of unemployment among the engineers. So the message is very clear. We are thankful to you, sir. And yet another major lecture we are benefited with is by the guest of honor, Srinivasa Murthy garu, who spoke on the satellite technology and the new initiatives the new national initiatives that are happening in this emerging field. As laymen, we tend to think that space technology is some kind of intellectual pursuit without much of a job opportunities or much of a down-to-earth kind of applications. But he revealed for the first time the entire canvas of the application areas of space technology, including the military satellites. Much of it is perhaps a classified information, but he chose to reveal all that to us. Very thankful to you, sir. It has been a very interesting and very substantial lecture. And I understand, not only from this talk, Narayana Prasad was telling me on the other day that in Hyderabad itself, a lot of space-related industries are coming up, which make subsystems for the missiles and rockets and things like that. And so, space is something which is likely to be a preferred career for most of you when you graduate. And so, keep that in mind. So it has been a very, very inspiring lecture. Both the lectures are very inspiring and very heartening to note that the lecture is attended particularly by a very large number of youth, the students. After all, IET is meant for the students, and so it is you who have to take the IET flag forward. Very, very interesting, very fruitful. In fact, the people whom I have to thank, the galaxy of engineers, it's a long list. In fact, the occasion provided us an opportunity to honor many of them. Yes, Narayana garu, he is the father figure who brought up the Hyderabad Center in particular, and also he was the president at the All India level too. And he gave a very interesting message too, that the infrastructure of the IET Hyderabad and the rest of the IET also have to be utilized for a different kind of education, not necessarily depending upon the degree, AMIE, PE, and things like that, which we have been doing, and which is unfortunately not recognized now, but it is likely to be recognized again. But nevertheless, whether it is recognized or not, instead of a degree-based kind of education, we have to now concentrate on a different type of education, emphasizing on the skills and perhaps through short-term workshops and projects and things like that. Not necessarily a certified graduation type of education. In fact, he also underlined the fact that the conventional engineering courses are in fact becoming less of a demand now, and therefore that is another writing on the wall that the students have to see, and they have to definitely go in the right for their careers to be built up. And I have to thank several other dignitaries, senior engineers who have been Dr. P.V.R. Rao, Dr. Ramamurthy, Dr. Vasudev Murthy, and Kiran of IICT, and many other senior members. So a big thanks to all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Last but not least, we have 2 minutes session from P. Venkatesham Gupta. Innovator and CEO of Vasavi Wheels, electric vehicles manufacturers, a Go Green Eco project sponsored by Green Saver Foundation and supporting Swachh Bharat mission. Sir.
Thank you. This is a great opportunity for me. Actually, why I'm representing here is an occasion for us as a foundation day. Now, electrical vehicles has been growing. As a founder of electrical vehicles in India, I encourage everybody to have participation in electrical vehicle industry. We have large space in, you can have charging infrastructure. Every door needs, every apartment needs, every parking area needs this charging infrastructure. Anybody is interested into this type of technology, late soon, or even we'll be having MOU with IETE and we'll have charging infrastructure, some course also. So we'll be designing and we'll be starting. Thank you. If anybody want to see the vehicle also available down. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So I request all the members and participants here to stand for the national anthem. And after the national anthem, we'll go for lunch. Yes, please. Jai Hind. Thank you. So all of you are requested to join in lunch at dining hall in the ground floor. And would like to thank all the online participants. Sir, you're on mute. Harjinder ji, you're on mute.
Thank you all for joining.
Yeah, thank you for inviting. It is a great honor.
How are you sending today? How are you sending the lunch for us who are online?
It's not audible. Why?
He's not listening. Okay, रमेश जी चलेंगे. बाद में बात करता हूँ मैं.
Yeah, thank you one and all.
In fact, I was trying today to talk to him to get into this meeting also. Anyway, छोड़ो.
Thank you.